Good morning everyone, welcome to the annual shutdown 2026. It's the 25th of January, Sunday morning, and we're about to start our track relay project and other associated jobs. As we never just do track, it's always ancillary jobs that go with it. So I'll take you for a quick walk through of what we're going to do in this working week, which we're here from Sunday right through to next Sunday. Got the digger there sat on the old piece of the track. That's where we took the track out 2 weekends ago, and if we pan round, we've got the track to replace all the way up and around the corner. This is Fisherman's curve and up towards Wellington, relaying from old rail to US 14 rail, which we've already previously laid out as well. Length of about 150 odd metres worth, so there'll be lots of ballast scraping and moving to get the track bed ready for rolling. And as another job, if we look down here at the side, there is a sleeper wall that is well past its sell-by date. You can see it's not straight, it's held up with rails which we'll use again, but we've bought some brand new sleepers which are arriving on Monday to replace these. You can see they're rotting, and this retains the ballast. They're about 8 inches tall, retains the ballast from slipping down towards the fence here. So we're replacing this section, and then around the corner we've got some work to do around the culvert as well. So up in the distance there is Wellington Junction. As I say, the track's all been taken up. I'll pan round, and that's where we were around the corner with one sleeper wall section to do. And then we've also got another sleeper wall section to take out just below me here, again for the same reasons. It's not straight, it actually narrows over the culvert, which is just down here, and the track bed is a little bit narrow between that and the other side, so we're going to bring the sleeper wall out and put a new piece of pipe in the culvert to take out that kink that you see in the middle there. So again, that's all coming out, and there's loads of bricks holding up to make it higher. We'll reset the levels, new sleepers, and retain all the ballast for this section. So it's a general overview of the work, and I'll try and get a bit of VOH today to make a week-long video for the end of the week. So we'll see you soon and get cracking.
Try and hit them. Go for the middle. Yeah.
everyone. It's now Monday morning. I didn't, you saw yesterday we were taking the sleeper wall out. They got all that done. I had to go at lunchtime, so they got all that done the rest of the day. We're now over at Willow Lawn. We've picked up all the screws and plates in the white bags for the relay, and if you see at the very back there, we've got the wagon full of the new reused sleepers that we're going to put back in for the sleeper wall. So we're going to head over to site now, and we'll see you there. Well, we've been a bit busy this morning. We've cleared out the drainage channel on the public side of the fence up to our fence, and then as you can see, we've had the culvert extension on from the current pipe where the concrete wall is there, and up that's the track level at the top there. So we better take those two sleepers out there and there, and because the sleeper wall is going to move out towards the fence to make the track bed wider. So yeah, we've literally just set the pipe in there, and some quick drying concrete has been added, and we'll backfill over the top of that. And we then, I say, like, we cleared out with this drainage channel through the pipe that goes underneath the path, and we've also cleared out over the other side. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Tuesday afternoon now. Didn't really get any footage this morning because it was wet as it really rained hard this morning. So you can just see in the distance there, we'll just zoom in a bit, you can see we've done the sleeper wall yesterday, first section, and then as you've just seen from the clips of us ramming in the spikes, we've done the other section of sleeper wall and filled over the top of the culvert that we put in yesterday. So that's all nicely in and done, and now we're going to get on to doing track laying and scraping of ballast. So all this ballast has got to be profiled. The rain this morning has made the culvert work quite well. You see a trickle of water coming out there. We cleared back yesterday, and running from the other side, so that proves that all works. But yes, we've got to braid all this ballast all the way from the far end round the corner where the dumper is, and get it all to the right level before we start putting the sleepers on. So that's what we're going to be working on this afternoon. Afternoon everyone, it's Wednesday afternoon now. I don't seem to be getting much footage of actual us working. I'll try and get some this afternoon of various things, but we've been so busy. It's hard to film and work at the same time. However, we have got on quite well. I'm down at the start of the relay section near a woody bay. We did all the grading yesterday with the digger. I started the grading yesterday and finished it this morning. We also dug out by the side of the sleepers here on the existing panel to push it over, because this bit of track right in front of us had a slight sort of a very light S-bend, and we straightened it up to get a straight run onto the new bit where the two guys in the distance are working. So we started laying out sleepers on rails and screwing down, so we'll be doing that for the next 2 days maybe. Hopefully get some ballast, which is being delivered tomorrow, onto the track on Sunday. So we're cracking on, and I'll walk down there and show you what the track looks like and how far we've got. So this is where we've gone on from the existing hardwood sleeper track to the new plastic sleepers, and Dave and Ben are about to put the next lot of track bolts in. Done the lakeside rail already, right the way up to the end there, and they're just working way along the inside rail. Further around the corner, some other guys are putting some more sleepers out, ready to put the rail on. So here's some more sleepers they've just laid out. The train is up the other end of the relay with the sleepers on it, so we're using the mini dumper there to transport the sleepers back down. And the guys are just sorting out what they're going to do next. Nice barrow full of bolts and plates there, ready to screw down. And all the rails laying on the side there on the right hand side. So we'll carry on round the corner and hopefully get it all laid out today at the very least. So here's the prepared track bed that we did this morning, all the way from around the corner. The guys are just laying out sleepers just around the corner out of sight, and you see them just load them up in the dumper and they'll take them down there. So yeah, it's all nicely been levelled out and rolled and ready for the new track. So here we have Chris and Neil laying out sleepers. We've got a handy little spacer made of wood, so we can put the right amount of space in between the sleepers. We've carried 16 sleepers down on the little dumper behind us, and they'll just keep working their way back up to where the train was, where we were a minute ago. now Thursday afternoon, just after lunch. We've little progress update. You can see Chris in the foreground there. Jim crane the rails. That's bending them to the right alignment, and then behind we've got a team screwing down the rails. We've got one whole rail screwed down from the start up to where the guys behind Chris are working, and we've got the rails laid on the other side, and me and Neil will be working around the corner, bolting up the rest of the fish plates on the inside rail and cropping them, because they'll be staggered joints. So that's where we've got to. We also laid the sleepers out, like I said yesterday, all out to the end. A little bit of respacing to do, and a transition panel from the old rail to the new rail to go right at the very end before the points. So that's where we've been getting up to today so far. I haven't filmed much of it because it's pretty much the same as repetitive nature of the job, screwing and plating and cutting, and so. But yeah, that's where we are. I'll quickly just get a couple of clips of Chris Jim crane and show you what that's all about. So yeah, this piece of kit here is a Jim crane. This is just moving it up every sort of like 5 or 6 inches, screws it down, and the centre bolster pushes the rail out. If I watch him do it, you'll see him bend it as he screws up. It doesn't look like very much, but he does it every few inches, and that slowly puts a bend in the rail, and he's nearly at the end of where he needs to Jim crane up to, because we're going to go to a straight panel behind us. But that's what that does. It has to be done all the way along any has to be done along any curve section of the track to make sure you get the right curve in it.
Okay.
So here we have the other team of Dave and Tony. They're screwing in the screws, as he's about to do. And yeah, they've had a bit of trouble with that one, so they were just straightening out the sleeper. And then we've got young Ben, who was just waiting for them to finish using the sledgehammer, so he's going along ahead of them and just finger tight screwing the screws in with the plates so that they can come along behind him and screw in. And he's also just tapping the sleepers up so that the holes are in line, and he can put them in. So yeah, good well-oiled machine today, getting a lot of track laid. And yeah, we'll carry on down and see where me and Neil are working. So here's Neil. He's just cut a little bit off the end of the rail. He's got the tape on there, and he's just measuring up for to drill the screw holes for the fish plate, which is how we join the rails together. What we're trying to aim to do is get the rail joint, which is in the foreground here, the same on the other side, exactly in line, because when you bend the inside of the rail, it from straight to bent, it causes the joints to be out of alignment. So around this whole curve, we've probably got to crop nearly every joint with the disc cutter. So he's just made a little mark with his tape and his little washer there to do another cut, because at the moment we've only got one bolt hole there, whereas there's 2 on there. So he'll cut the end of the rail off and then drill another bolt hole sort of around there, just behind. We can put this fish plate on, which has 4 holes in it. So that's how it all matches up. Well, there we are, everybody. End of the track week this week. We've now finished all of the screwing down of the rails onto the sleepers, apart from the very end piece up the other end, which I'll show you in a minute. That's going to be put in tomorrow by a visiting railway group with Chris, our P-Race supervisor. But yeah, we're all done, ready for ballasting on Sunday. It's Friday afternoon about 2 o'clock, and I'll just wander around and get a few other shots of the completed track from different points, and yeah, we'll see what we've done. back to where we were just talking, and you may have noticed in that cab ride video of the over the new section, as we came off onto the old track again, it was decidedly listing to one side, the right hand side. Obviously this track isn't ballasted yet, so although it's flattish, there are places where it dips to one side, another which will be corrected with ballast and tamping. We're only driving about 2 to 3 mile an hour over that section of track, because obviously you wouldn't run it so the 4 to 8 mile an hour lines would be with no ballast around it, because the track would move and you'd probably fall off. But it's good enough just to go over the track. We had to push the tamper up the far end to do some marking out and levelling, so that's what they're doing at the moment. So this is looking back to where we were, as I say, and if we pan round past the corner, all the way past the gazebo where we had our lunch stuff. We've tied up all the tools today, and various other little jobs, finishing off jobs, ready for tomorrow and Sunday. So the boys are using the laser level on the tamper there just to roll up and down and find out where all the dips are on the track and where it's canted to one side or other, where it needs levelling, etc, etc, marking with spray paint so that when we have ballast here and we can lift it, we know where we need to lift. So there's the laser station that they're reading from to the tamper down there. And as I said, there's one short section of track to put in tomorrow, what we call a transition panel, where we've got to go from the new S14 rail onto the older S10 rail, or 25-pound rail. So we've got a special panel that's in the yard made up with sleepers on it that has a welded joint where it goes from old to new, and it's slightly longer than this gap, so we'll cut the rails down. But yeah, that'll all get put in tomorrow, and then like I say, we're about to ballast on Sunday. So ballasting on Sunday will be lots of digger and hopper action, moving about 80 tons of ballast that we had delivered on Thursday. So it should be a good fun day, and I'll try and get some video of that, and then at the end of the video. Good afternoon everybody, it's Sunday afternoon, about 3 o'clock. Haven't had a chance to film an intro for today until now. The ballast pile that the digger's sitting on there was back to about there, so we've got rid of quite a lot of ballast already. I think we're probably sitting on another maybe 40 tons there, 30 tons maybe. Been loading trains all day, two trains in operation, one with Ballast on and one with Lady of the Lakes, shuttling back and forth to the site where we're dropping the ballast. Going reasonably well, got another couple of hours work left yet, and I've got some clips that I had taken earlier I'll insert now, and you can watch those. Bit of loading, a bit of tipping at site, and we'll catch up at the end and see how much is left. pretty much done for the day. It's now about 4:30, and still sitting on about maybe 20-25 tons of ballast. I've got another train to load, and we'll leave it stabled in the platform here, and another one after that to load and leave stabled ready for next week. But the last load has just left the site to be dropped, and they'll finish off there, and we'll put the dig away over here. So all in all, a good day's work. Moved probably, I would say, 60 odd tons ballast today out of the 85 we had here. So yeah, all in all, a good day. Rain held off thankfully most of the day, and yeah, we'll see what next week brings. But that is the end of the track week for 2026. There'll be lots of other finishing off jobs to do, and alignment jobs with the track over at the work site. But that's it for this video, and we'll see you on the next one.